What if I told you that it is possible to travel out of the Milky Way galaxy? How, you might ask? Solar sails, of course. What in the world is a solar sail, you say? Well, a solar sail is a type of probe that does not need any type of propulsion, unlike other probes. I know, crazy, right? The only material it needs to propel itself is the sun's or any type of star's photons, which is a subatomic particle that has momentum but has no mass. The matters of the photon goes against the equation of mass equals velocity times momentum. Since the photons have no mass but have momentum, that makes this equation unreliable, but thanks to Albert Einstein, Max Planck, and Louis de Broglie, creators of the equation E equals mc squared, after adjusting the equation, they stated that photons that make up light have different properties than other matters. Confusing, right? Every time you sit in front of the sun, there are tiny photons pushing against your body, but you can't feel it, since they are very tiny. So the solar sail works by having photons reflect off the sail, transferring momentum. But since they are very tiny, the sail of the probe has to be huge, at least 50 kilometers by 50 kilometers, to go at a relative speed in space. To give you an idea how efficient and effective this probe is, after it is launched into space, the speed of the probe will be 100 kilometers per hour, but after having the probe in space for 1 year, the speed of the probe will greatly increase to be 58,000 kilometers per hour, but after having the probe for 3 years in space, the speed will increase to 160,000 kilometers per hour. The probe will travel as long as photons push it, which can result in the probe being able to travel far distances. Since the heat of the sun is great and exerts through all of the solar system, the solar sail needs to have the sail built out of strong material that can resist high temperatures. In this case, those materials are mylar and Kapton film. Most solar sail projects were either failed or cancelled due to rocket failure. The only project that succeeded so far is Icaros. It was created by the Japan Aerospace Exploration Group. The project seemed to show some success, and the probe is now in deep space. Another solar sail that is waiting to be released into space is the Light Sail 2 by the Planetary Society. The probe is scheduled to be launched this month, but solar sails are just one type of future space travel. Another type of space travel would be magnetic sails. Whereas solar sails work by harnessing the momentum carried in the light from the sun, some scientists believe it is possible to hitch a ride on the solar wind of electrically charged particles that constantly billow out from the surface of our nearest star. But rather than using a solid surface as a sail to catch the particles, these so-called magnetic sails, or mag sails, spacecrafts generate a vast magnetic field around themselves. The field deflects each incoming solar wind particle, and the craft turns and receives that kick into boost for its speed. Standard designs for mag sails involve a gigantic loop of superconducting wire. They weigh somewhere between 40 tons. One way around this that's been investigated by NASA is to use plasma to inflate the magnetic field from a smaller loop of wire. In much the same way as the plasma surrounding the sun extends the reach of its magnetic field to encompass the whole solar system, magnetic sails are just a theory until better technology is developed. But it is not impossible for mag sails to be part of space travel. We just need to wait for the right conductive material to be available. So right now I want to leave you with two important questions to think about. Can we use solar sails to get closer to the new solar system that has been found, the TRAPPIST-1? And which probe is a better way of space travel? Looking at efficiency and effectiveness, a magnetic sail or solar sail. Thank you for taking your time to view my space project video. I hope you get to answer the two given questions.